WAHHR, Alabama Hip Hop Radio, online worldwide, with the dopest radio station on the planet. A new way to listen.
As an artist, we should reflect the time.
Why you so talented?
Cause I'm black.
Why you so amazing?
Cause I'm black.
It's really important that we build characters so that people understand their story matters.
2 Chainz and I both are just really into good food.
And when you know you are royalty, you will only aim in life to be royalty.
We're doing it right now. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yes, I called your ass out. I know I shouldn't be saying this kind of...
Shout out the Hype Magazine Network.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine Network.
Hype in the street.
Hello there.
Hype in the street. What? Hype in the street. Hype in the street.
No.
Hype in the hype. Hype in the street. Hype in the street.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new installment of Hype in the Streets. I'm your host, Tee Recx. We got Money Matt in the building and DJ Graci Grace. How y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Tee Recx, how you doing tonight, fam?
You know, I can't complain, man. It's always a blessing to be here, man. What about you, Gracie?
It's always a blessing to be here in the Hype of the Streets. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, doing really good. It's been a great week. I missed you guys last week. A lot of stuff happened that we can gonna get into tonight. But Gracie, you the star of the show. You're the star of the Hype in the Streets. You know, I'm super proud of all the moves you've made. So, I've been seeing all the movies and tours. So I'm glad we can highlight that for you tonight. And like I said, we got some really dope guests coming on too. So another great show in store.
Yes, it's exciting.
Yeah, so tell us about the movie premiere. How did that go last night?
You guys, it was amazing. It was a good turnout. It was supposed to be 700 expected people. It turned out to be 800 plus. The whole entire 4 theater was packed. Okay, packed. So yes, it was, and it was a clean. Nothing happened. Everybody was kind of like just enjoyed everything that's going on in the community, got together and supported each other. And it was just an amazing experience for real. Yes.
Okay, that's good. Did you feel like a star being at the premiere?
Not really, but
Is this your first time being in a movie role where they have you, a feature performer in it?
Oh no, actually, I was on the last, but that was an accident. I was like an extra. I happened to go with someone, and then I ended up being in there. And then the girl, one of the starring role of that movie was she's a stand-up comedian, Flo. She knew who I was, so I ended up sitting beside her, and that's why I got on. My face showed on the movie because I was sitting next to her, and she was one of the, because we were like sitting in a comedy show, and we're watching a comedy show kind of thing. So,
being at the premiere last night, what was the highlight of your night? Being there, seeing the film and all the people there. What was one of the highlights for you?
It was actually like there was kids there. It was young adults, and it just kind of like seeing their, parents doing, like being a part of the movie, and then the parents kind of like made them responsible of certain things. Like for example, we had to sign like the poster, and then, she had the little girl, she's probably like 5 or so. She would just come and, like give us a pen. It's just being a part of, like, it's more like a family thing, the highlight of it. There was a lot of artists that got together, and also comedian stand-up comedian that's pretty big in the DMV area that's really doing big things too. So everybody just kind of like was there. So, you know, it was, and supporting, shout out to World War Polo, One Entertainment, also Hustle 5 Ways, great team that they're just local, they put their dreams together and made it happen. So this is actually their, I think, his third movie, and it's going to be a fourth one coming.
Okay. Well, we're definitely happy for you. We're going to check out some highlights from DJ Graci Grace movie premiere, The New Balance Boys. Let's check this out.
Outside on the ops, young and spinning the block. Sending shots, seen a lot in the pen with they pops. Up top, B's and better, B's and C's be the letter. Reading cheddar, guess when you a G is forever. The need is a never, done stacked it. Used to rock minks on my jacket, now it changed, I don't think it's attractive. Pelly plain white tee on, Nikes be on. Light a feel, sit and chill before I write me a song. World bomb, shit done changed for my era. It's the same, even chicks ain't the same for my era. It's the lanes, they the ones that do it for me. Fuck some change, take a perk, they'll do it for free. I OD, when I say I'm dolo for real. On one hand, can count my mans that know they are ill. So how I feel, I'm numb. Dance to the beat of the drums. Any beef you won't hear when it come. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me.
It's just no matter all the way down. Can't put a fucking money, don't be no fucking heroes, because you can't die today. Everybody look at the right now. Two phones in there. Hey, what fucking demand is that? Okay, bring your ass around here. Get up, nigga. Hurry up, nigga. Come on, nigga. Get your phone. This one is yesterday.
Yeah, we're so proud of DJ Graci Grace.
Guys, that was
Balance Boys.
One thing you guys didn't know, that bank, it was 100 and something degrees in that bank.
Oh wow.
It was so hot. And we had to do that take like, I don't know how many times. I was supposed to be on the other side as a teller, and then they kind of like put me on the other side, because like when I turn around, that's when they come in, kind of thing. So yeah, it wasn't even going to be supposed to be all that, you know, like I was just going to be in the background kind of thing. But so it was amazing being a part of it. Something, you know, what you don't know, some of those actors that's in there never acted before. And they were just natural with it. Like one of the rappers, Chink the Champ, he was like my partner when we did like the, what do you call it? The casting role thingy. And we had to do the script together. And then I was supposed to like convince him to like, no, don't be in the street, you know, because I want, you know, I thought we're going to start a family kind of thing. So then he turned out to be like the star role, you know, so it was amazing. And then the other rapper, which is 3L Black, he actually have 3L Black and Moneybagg Yo have a song together, and he never acted before either, and he's like a natural. Like they were just like awesome actors, you know. The ones that never acted before was like the main one that really acted their role, kind of, you know what I'm saying? So it was amazing to see something like we you know, like finding something about who we are, kind of like, I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, that was a pretty dramatic role. That was a pretty dramatic role that you had, and they're getting robbed at a bank.
Yes, I was just picturing about it, you know, when I used to go to the bank. Now I don't ever even go to the bank no more, so I have to like this is how I used to do it. So,
okay. Yeah. Yes. Speaking of banks, we got a clip. Gambling has grown tremendously in this country because of all the professional sports that allows it now, and pretty much you can gamble in all 50 states, exception of a few states, according like Alabama. You can do parlays and stuff in Alabama, but you can't do full gambling. But we do have a clip we're gonna check out before we bring our guests on, so we'll be right back.
You ever see lottery billboards in rich neighborhoods? Rich people don't play the lottery. They invest their money in stocks.
Do you never gamble?
I don't believe in gambling. For me,
you too?
I used to do sports betting.
And now?
And then I stopped. I just love sports, but I never was a gambler.
You don't see the amount of liquor stores in rich neighborhoods. They still drink. That's important that they have those liquor stores in poor neighborhoods because they know that we're going to disproportionately kill ourselves with alcohol. It's the same thing with drugs. It's the same thing with gambling. It's a problem now, especially with sports gambling. Everybody's promoting it.
Yeah.
So now everybody's promoting it and everybody's putting all their money into it. And most people are losing. So before you know it, you can become addicted to gambling. When you don't look at something as dangerous, that's the most dangerous thing.
Yeah.
We have the lowest amount of income in America. If we own 1% of the wealth in America, why are we targeting 70% of gambling? It doesn't make any sense. You would think that the people who have the most wealth would be targeted the most because they have the most discretionary income.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you targeting the poor? That's why they call it a poor tax, because it's an additional amount of money that poor people pay because they're playing off of your emotions to say, okay, if you hit it big, then you're going to win.
Yeah.
And it goes back to that. What's the quickest way to get rich? Right.
It's also the quickest way to go broke.
Yes. Gambling definitely has become, like I said, the norm now, and it does target people that has less income. But what are your thoughts about that, Money Matt and Graci Grace?
Yeah, definitely appreciate you showing that clip. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure, Troy and Brashad. They got the new book out, You Deserve to Be Rich. Highly recommend everybody go check it out. But yeah, they're talking about a great topic where people who are spending all their money betting and all this stuff, looking for those quick turnarounds and making money, those always don't pan out. There's other ways to go about doing that. That's one thing that Earn Your Leisure preaches a lot about, is teaching you how to invest or teaching you how to take your money and make money off it. So they're just trying to say there's other ways to get rich in this world, and you don't have to gamble it. You don't have to take a lot of risk with it. Just, do it the right way, and you can be successful.
So let me ask you just something. What about those sports gambler on the like app and stuff? Do you consider that as gambling?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. I personally, I do parlays. I don't spend much money. I'm a low risk gambler because I feel like if I'm going to bet on anything, I'm going to bet on myself, something that I can control. But as far as like sports gambling, I throw a few nickels in.
Yeah.
But yes, those apps like the ESPN Bet Live app, the Hard Rock Casino, all those are considered gambling apps. And it's easy to just go to the app store and download, and you load your bank account on it and you can start spending. But it falls like when you traditionally go to a casino, just be careful. Gamble responsibly, because you can lose all your money in a quick, fast, in a hurry,
Yeah. And you got to wonder, too, because I'm a little bit older. We're all a little bit older. We were around when gambling wasn't illegal. It was illegal. Mm-hmm. So what made them change the rules to make it legal? You always got to hesitate when something that wasn't good for you in the past is now being viewed to be good for you. And now they're pushing it to the masses the way they are. So, just got to do it responsibly. And you got to be educated about it. So, but yeah, it's definitely gambling if you're using the app or anything you're doing when you're putting money up for, risk.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
My nephew won $500. He do the sports thing. He put $20. I'm like, oh my God, that was me. I would have lost. I'm scared. I can't do it.
Yes. It's just a crapshoot. Yeah. Just trying your luck. Like, you may win, you may lose. It's just a flip of a coin, pretty much. There's not a science to it, but they will tell you, yes, you do this and that, you can win this amount. Yeah, you get lucky sometimes, but more than likely, you're going to lose a lot more than you win. And we're going to bring our guests on from the Shy. Oh, we got drummer G. He's joining us tonight. Maverick Global Distribution Artist. How you doing tonight, sir?
Man, I'm good. I'm just cooling, man. I'm cooling right now.
That's good. That's good. How's the weather up there for you?
Man, it's that tricky weather. You know, when it's cold, then all of a sudden it get warm. It's that sick weather right there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I got this little hoodie on, but I was in my little Montclair. I was burning up, sweating. I was like, yeah, this that tricky weather. I can't get caught lacking in this weather. I'll be sick like everybody else. But I have myself good. I eat good. I make sure I'm on the right type of diet.
That's good. Well, what does your diet consist of? If you can give us a quick breakdown.
Oh man, I eat fruits in the morning. You know, I drink spring water. Later on, I don't eat pork. I stop eating beef. I still eat beef, but I slow down on eating beef. You know, I don't really eat seafood that much. So, I'm only more like chicken, turkey type of thing, and I'm slowing down and eating that. And I eat, if I do during the week, I bake. And I might eat some fried chicken once, maybe twice out of 2 weeks. I cut that down. So I slow down eating restaurant food. You know, I'm trying to stick to my diet and stay working out. So when, my birthday come, I'm looking like 50 on this album cover.
Yes. How important is your diet when it comes to you doing music? As far as
I mean, you got to stay alive, right? If you want to really reach your goals and dreams or whatever you pertaining what you want to do. But I mean, that's to keep your stamina good, keep your energy high, and keep your mental together, And these days, your mental is something else right now. There's a lot of minds that's on a different level right now. So, yeah.
Yes, and I know that's very important with you because you wear many hats, man. You're a CEO. You also act. You manage. You really got to take care of your health, and so that way you have the energy to be able to perform all those tasks.
Hey, you right. And like I said, like I'm working on the order to just be great. You got to become everything around, to make sure you take care of yourself to really actually reach certain goals. I drink here and there, but I don't do nothing else. I always been like that, So everybody around me, they's like, how you do that? I'm like, man, I think I'm up here with it, and then I look around I seen what a lot of things did to other people, and then how it turned out. And I was like, I don't want to turn. I had it rough as enough in life, so I'm like, I don't want to be like that. That's gonna defeat the purpose, So I don't want to be on the bad end of the stick, abusing drugs or abusing alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes. My grandfather actually died from and a house fire from falling asleep smoking a square, and he fell asleep and it set the house on fire. It's in an article in Chicago. So yeah, so I always, when I heard that, I always kept that in my mind, and it just stuck, and I just never touched a cigarette.
I definitely understand that. What has your music journey been like for you up to this moment?
Oh man, it was rough coming up. I didn't really know too much. I was just going on a limb, just doing what I thought was good, and I was just grinding, moving around state to state, meeting people, and then my mom ended up coming to Minnesota, and I was still in Chicago, so I was coming up, and I started to come visit her, so to see what was going on, and I ended up meeting some people, and they brought me to a alternative school. It's you know, like people. It was like grown ass kids there. If I could curse, sorry, me to cuss, but you know.
Oh no, it's all
Yeah, you
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like people there. I was like tripping down, like, hold on, the studio is they doing this. This was blowing my mind. Like, so when I went back to Chicago, I'm like, hey man, they got a school for this, and that. They like, man, that's crazy. So yeah, so I learned how to do a little like stuff like that. But I always was grinding and learning and on the music. And then you know I understood that I needed the money to get there. So you know I always been a hustler. So I was just like working on being there. You know I was doing shows, different cities. Years ago, I've been doing this for a long time. Years ago, doing city, I just wasn't using technology like that. You know, when it was around, I wasn't using it like because I didn't really look at it like that. I'm used to the grind on the street. You know, so I was really pumping CDs. I sold literally 30,000 I made 30,000 on CDs for real. I was like the real
Congrats.
young, you know, and like people remember me for that. You know, they like, man, this dude pulling on you, BMW, he coming out. He like, man, it's like this little young dude coming out, like Master P, like really out his trunk. I had people, I was dropping big loads of CDs. Hey, man, just give me a couple dollars off this, you know. And you know, with I don't know if you familiar with Disc Maker.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to order disc maker and stuff. Man, we used to do all types of stuff. So we was really manufacturing our own CD though. You know, so it was like I come from that. So the grind is really real from where I'm coming from and getting there. And I got my own studio, started doing that. And you know, you go through your trials with other people doing it with people and stuff. So moved up, put money into things, and I get busy on the song. I had fell back from music because I got wrapped up in the streets. So it was like, but my goal was still the same, you know. It was still the same, like, hey, I'm doing this so I can get up out of here. I know what I gotta do. I gotta get this bag right and then put it into it, and then I'm gonna win from there. So when it happened, I did that, and you know, and they, you know, I had other artists around, so I started back getting there, getting them hyped up, do this. I opened up a couple of shops and got back to it, and then I'm like, man, it's time for me to get back into it. So when I did, got busy, gonna start doing the song, got the song, put the money into it, boom, hit do something. Hey, this song, I think he liked the song, boom, took off from there.
Yes, yes, indeed. DJ Graci Grace, I know you are always in the Chicago area, so definitely you and Drama G need to link up. What's your thoughts about Drama G?
Well, I feel like that's a great thing, all the things that you're doing. But one question, what do you do outside music?
Well, I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur, so I got a couple of businesses out. Like I got a studio, run the label, GGE, Go Getters Entertainment. And then I got a moving company, GGE Movers. I also got well, it's a startup business, but I'm working on towards to be a financial company to help invest and help build businesses, get them funded. We help them credit repair, all that. Because I learned everything about finance, about dealing with money. So I got the Prado Global Ventures. Also the product transfer company, which is part of my trucking business that I'm working on now. So yeah, I've been always been. I had a couple of shops, barber shops, had a salon. I had all that.
Okay.
You know,
So
I did
he's
a
an
lot.
entrepreneur.
Man, I did a lot. I did a lot at a young age that a lot of people didn't get to do. They talk about. I can talk about this. You know, I lost a lot of money, but I can talk about this, and I learned from it.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yes.
Now, Drama G, I got a question. So you've been in the music industry a very long time. You wear multiple hats, as they said. You're a CEO, you're a manager, you're an artist. What are some of the roles that you're doing in those for people who's not familiar, and how do you balance those tasks day to day?
Man, I day to day, I break down things in columns. So what I do is like, okay, I got my personal life, got the business. I make sure I try to complete tasks every day in different times of the day for business, personal, artists, and other aspects of different things. But I try to break them down in columns. But it's not. I ain't saying it's super easy. None of that. It's definitely can get overwhelming. But at the same time, I'm building other people that be around to help. So I'm getting some help, and it can be difficult sometimes. But I mean, it's all of your passion and what are you aiming for, and how great you want to be, and how much how bad you want to get the bag, to be in that position. Because I want to go make sure I'm there sleeping and my money rolling. That's how I'm learning. I'll go.
Now you said you sold 30,000 CDs hand to hand. How did you make that transition to digital? Like, has it been a hard transition for you? And what were some of the steps you've done? Because I know a lot of artists out there that come from that hand to hand era, they kind of struggle with this. So any advice you would give them?
Man, what I did was I started listening. I started listening because I was listening, but it was like it wasn't making sense to me at the time. But now I really get, because you know how they say the people, like, you don't want to watch who you listening to, because they can give you the wrong information. So that stuck in my mind. So it's like people was telling me, the good people was telling me the right stuff. Because now I know who was those good people, because they was telling me right stuff.
Yeah.
Damn, I should have listened to them. And I just really was just like, I knew I had to listen, but now I listen. Now I get it.
Yeah.
And when I was doing that hand in hand, it was really like, okay, I know I'm getting all my money right now. And when I said the digital, it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna get my money now. It was just like that. So it was kind of hard, but I knew I had to transition because this is the way of the world now. So it's like, okay. So I started learning more and more about it. I'm still like, I'm on top of it, but I just stay in my lane. Put it like that.
Okay.
I stay in my lane, and I know about it, but it's like, it's not easy for me to explain.
Yeah, got it. You mentioned being around good people and how important that is. I seen you rock with my family, Big Hef out of Cleveland. You were on the Streets Most Wanted tour. What was that experience like, and how did it help you moving forward, dealing with all the radio DJ interviews and all the different stuff that he sets up for you? How did that help you moving forward?
Oh man, it was a blessing. Shout out to Big Health, man. He he showed me love, and he was he see my grand and my uncle, like, we really talking. So he really understand my background and see how my influence was in different cities and being around. He really seen that. So that really showed me to understand how to really move and what I was doing. It was confirmation for me.
Yeah.
It was real confirmation,
Dope.
Absolutely. We got a track, man, that we gotta play. Well, I've been listening to it leading up to the show, called Gangster Love. Tell us about that record, man. I really enjoy the feel of it.
That's on my soft side. Understand that. I believe that a lot of artists should start doing that. Start doing that. You ain't got to always be tough, and a lot of them ain't really tough for real anyway. So it's like, dude, just gonna show that side, man, because we all got that side. Even when you with a woman, you be all soft and love, and you talking all soft to her. So why not make songs about it? So
absolutely.
So I was just like showing my soft, say, hey man, I know I'm a gangster, but I need love too.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I was trying to show that, hey, it's okay to be good to our women. It's okay to let her know I care about you and I love you, and I like to do things for you and stuff like that. So You know, that was my intake. That was my whole vision of the song to show that, hey, you know, we need love too. You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to check this out. We got Drummer G in the building with us. We're going to check out Gangsta Love, and we'll be right back.
Hold on real quick. This drama ass calling. Hold on. Hello?
My mind on you, your mind on me. Girl, I ride for you, you ride for me. I know your man told you about a nigga like me. Don't fall in love with a nigga like me. I know your mama told you about a nigga like me. Don't fall in love with a nigga from the streets.
I need a bad bitch, check my pedigree, big dog. The way we ballin' on us like a kick dog. You lookin' too sexy with that fit on. Plus you too thick with all the ass you sit on. 2C riding, we can get gone. I can feel our connection and it's too strong. Leaving out my light, girl, you dead wrong. Take a flight tonight, girl, we can jet home.
Hey, man, I'm trying to get up with you. I'm trying to fuck with you. What's going on?
Nah, you be doing too much. You out in these streets and shit. I don't got time for that.
I mean, what you mean?
Saying you out in the streets and shit? I mean, fuck it, slide.
Alright.
My mind on you, your mind on me. Girl, I ride for you, you ride for me. I know your man told you about a nigga like me. Don't fall in love with a nigga like me. I know your mama told you about a nigga like me. Don't fall in love with a nigga from the streets. She fell in love with a gangster. Fell in love with a gangster. Baby fell in love with a gangster. She fell in love with a gangster. My mind on you, your mind on me. Girl, I ride for you, you ride for me. I know your man told you about a nigga like me. Don't fall in love with a nigga like me. I know your mama told you about a nigga like me. Don't fall in love with a nigga from the streets. She fell in love with a gangster. She fell in love with a gangster. Baby fell in love with a gangster. She fell in love with a gangster.
No promises, telling you the truth. You looking godly, in your gorgeous blue. Taking in my dues and my don'ts. Loyalty and trust is all I want. Riding free on the E, bubble juicy. Back tights, looking right, see the coochie. Let me do you, you can do me. We can go across the world and there's no fee. Hard working everywhere your feet. I'm ice cold, can you bring the heat? You my security when I'm in the streets. You a whole vibe, I can feel your beat. You give me energy when I'm feeling weak. You a reflection of me, and now I see. She fell in love with a G. Cause I got love in the street.
My mind on you, your mind on me. Girl, I ride for you, you ride for me. I know your man told you about a nigga like me. Don't fall in love with a nigga like me. I know your mama told you about a nigga like me. Don't fall in love with a nigga from the streets. She fell in love with a gangster. She fell in love with a gangster. Baby fell in love with a gangster. She fell in love with a gangster.
Yeah, we got Maverick Global Distribution Artist, Drummer G in the building. Man, I like that song. DJ Graci Grace, what you think of it?
That's a vibe right there. Y'all, that's like one of those that you ride around the street and just freaking just rolling, like going to, for me, I'll go to like my little coffee shop and, that's where I go download music and stuff like that. That's going to be the music I'll be strolling right here in DC.
Yeah, I feel it. That's
or the beach. Okay, I'm a beach girl, so I will. That's
like,
I would like for real. That's a riding song.
Yeah, that's that Lakeshore.
I dig it.
make sure I drive at the time.
Yes, yes. I'm definitely gonna have to bump that down here in Bama on the beach.
Yeah, I got family down in Alabama, man. Tuscaloosa, is that Tuscaloosa, something like that.
Tuscaloosa, okay. We're about 4 hours away from Tuscaloosa.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cousin down there. He from Chicago too, but he down there in Alabama. He got the kids all through Alabama there. But he down that way. Yeah, they trying to get me to come down there. They've been trying to get me in Alabama for a minute to come down there. It's just
come on down.
Yeah, just the promoters. I've told them like, hey, get me to the promoters or whatever, you know. And I'll slide down there because I definitely want to hit the Bama. I definitely
absolutely. Come on down to Mobile and Gulf Shores.
Maybe you could slide me to somebody, the promoters out there, you know.
Yes, say less. We're gonna make that happen for you.
Well, that's all you do is holler at Chill, you know. Just the
yes, we're gonna get Chill down here too. Chill and Drummer G.
Yes. Tee Recx is trying to get everybody to come. We might as well do a family reunion.
Yeah,
might as well.
You feel me?
Hey, it's warm again down here. It's back in the 70s and sunny. Just don't bring the cold with you now when you come down.
I don't want to feel no cold.
Hey, we got 9 inches of snow last week.
hey, that's why I was in Minnesota and I was out in Vegas. So, you know, I'm staying in Vegas and in Minnesota, you know, back and forth. I'm like, all right, time for me to go.
Oh, yes. Drummer G, thank you, man, for taking the time to come on Hype in the Streets. Are there any shout-outs you'd like to give or anything else you'd like to plug at this time?
Man, shout out to everybody that support me. Shout out to y'all, Hype in the Streets. Shout out to Maverick Lowe's Distribution. Shout out to Chill, a.k.a. Mr. Reinhardt, a.k.a. Mr. Come Clean himself, which is my manager. Y'all tap in with me, man. Y'all can check me out on Facebook, IG, TikTok, Twitter, a.k.a. X. Check me out, Drama G, on there. That's look me up, Drama G. Google me. If you want to Google me. It's gonna pop right up.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for taking your time, and we'll definitely be in touch with you. We got to bring it down to Bama, bring it to Indianapolis and DC.
Oh yeah, definitely, DC. Hey, I got an artist down there, DC the Prophet. We got a song that's banging right now called Mob Hitters. He a known artist down in DC. That's my brother for real. And we go actually one of the songs that we got picked up on placement on a video game in a movie for real. Yeah, so we got a video game that we are part of dropping at the end of this year. I forgot the name. It's like a crazy name, but it's gonna be busting. It's really like it's a dope video game. I don't really play the game that much, but
okay.
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Make sure you tap in with me.
Yeah, the song called Mob Hitters, and his name DC. DC the Prophet. Yeah, DC the Prophet. Yeah. I forgot he from I forgot what side of DC he from, but definitely a DC artist, known DC artist down there. He was making some noise, you know. He a single father too, so he got his girls out there. That's my brother. He in a lot of spots I was at, he'll pull up where I'm at, you know. I'll call bro, he gonna pull up where I'm at. No matter where I'm at, he coming. I call him Mr. Slide Down because anywhere I go, he don't slide on me.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. Well, you take care, and we'll definitely be in touch with you. And thank you so much, Drummer G.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, most definitely. You too.
Yes.
Yes, that was Drummer G coming to the building. Shout out to Chill, man. Come Clean. Reinhardt, Willie.
Valentine's Day.
Yes. You got that gangster love, play that. Yes, Valentine's Day is coming up. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm here to pick up my shipment. Cool, you just need to pay an extra 10%. For what? There's a new tariff on all imports. How's it going? Is China sick and tired of paying for all the tariffs? For the millionth time, China doesn't pay the tariff. The importer, aka US companies, pay for it. Kind of. Not really. We just pass the cost on to the consumer. These $1,000 phones, for example, will now be $1,100. I messed up. Let me guess. You told people that tariffs aren't a tax on the middle class and that it's a tax on other countries. Yeah, you messed up. Wait, I can fix this. How? The whole point is to bring manufacturing to the U.S. So I just have to keep raising the tariff and hopefully it cuts into your profits and you're forced to make changes. So the tariff is now 20%. We are not Goodwill. We're just going to keep raising our prices. This $1,000 phone is now $1,200. Whoa, I know you guys can probably afford the higher prices, but I'm not in y'all's tax bracket. So if we could just stop with the high tariff, raising them again, it's now 30%. Make it 50. Toys, electronics, clothes, shoes, appliances, furniture, all 50% more expensive. 60% on all Chinese imports and 20% on all other imports. I hope you like inflation. Next.
Welcome back to Hype in the Streets. Tariffs, man, that seemed to be the buzzword of 2025. Cost of everything is going up. It's just so ridiculous, like the price of eggs and clothes. And how is it affecting you all, with you being in the Midwest, Money Matt, and Graci Grace, you being on the East Coast? How is that affecting you all in those areas?
Yeah. So I could definitely go first with that because, last week, like we said, we weren't here. For me, I'm glad because the inauguration, I didn't want to have to come on. There was too much to talk about. So I love that we showed this clip because I think a lot of people, they kind of got sold wolf tickets a little bit and they were told certain things were going to happen, but not understanding how econ basically works. So if you raise taxes on the other countries, they're going to raise the prices on us in the corporate world. And the way it's impacting us now is like they're saying eggs prices right now are about $16 in the grocery store for eggs. They're saying that due to the fears of, people being deported, they're not going to pick up the fruits right now. So all the fruits are starting to die out. So all your basic vegetable prices are about to go through the roof. And it's scary because a lot of people are already struggling. Before this took place, they thought he was going to be their savior or something. And they're not fixing any of the price stuff, and they're actually about to make it worse. You know what I mean? So I feel bad for them a little bit, because, they didn't understand it. But, yeah, it's about to get worse because with the way the econ is and the way these deportations and all these new policies he's bringing to the table, the American consumer is getting scared. So if we're not spending money now, If you cut all the taxes, if you stop federal, income taxes and all this, how's the government run? Where's the money going to come from? So,
Well, as for me, I know one of my coworkers just got back from Tanzania, and she was telling me because she was getting sick, so she was like looking for oranges everywhere, and they didn't have any oranges, and they were like running out of fruits, But for me, it is kind of scary, but it's the good thing about it is I can lose weight.
That is true. That is true.
Rice, I'm good. Get my rice. But did you guys see the video about the chicken, what the chicken is wearing? Because they're so expensive.
No, I haven't seen that one.
It was so crazy. Like the chicken was like holding like a Louis, and because his eggs is
so expensive, yeah.
It's so crazy. I'm like, oh my God.
I did see a chicken video.
For you on that, then how do we deal with the misinformation that's taking place right now? Because now that they control everything, like we're talking about this basic concept of econ, they were told the wrong thing, and now they're finding out the hard way. So how do we show them, or how do we present to people that there's a lot of fake news going on right now, and they need to be aware?
Wow. I don't even know where to begin with that because it is ridiculous. Like, we get flooded with so much information, we don't know what's true and what's false. And what really grinds my gears, I'm going to my Peter Griffin mode from Family Guy, is that people take that information and run with it. They don't do any kind of research or see who it coming from. They want to be the first to post and get it out there and put fear in all of us. And that's something that we have to stop doing. We got to put people in check. I don't care if it's Tasha K or JFK. We all just need to check our sources to see where this information is coming from, because a lot of the stuff that we are hearing and seeing is not necessarily the full truth. It might even be probably like 5-10% truth. And it's just so much, man. And it's you could see the effects that it's having on people bickering, complaining, and don't really know the real facts. So we need to start fact checking ourselves, since Facebook, Instagram, they want to remove all of that, all those checks and balances on that. But we need to start checking each other on the information, because it's just too much. It's too much.
Well, when I was in high school, my history teacher gave me this quote: if you don't learn from history, you're destined to repeat it. So we had Trump as president before. We found out we didn't like how he did it, and we decided to bring him back. That's like you're playing a game of poker and you find out the person is a cheat. You kick him off the table and then say the next game, not only can you come play with us again, but now you can control the money, because the second term, he controls everything differently, because, it's misinformation. And when I say history repeats itself, because when all of us Democrats were telling you about Project 2025 and you guys said it was a conspiracy theory, they laid out the game plan on how they were going to do everything, because they took it from Hitler and they took it from Putin. So if you go do any kind of research about the misinformation, how that led to the distrust that was going on, that led to people starting to incarcerate and the Jewish people, be wary of what they're doing now. They're trying to make you think the Mexicans are bad people. They're trying to make all of us fight each other. It's a play they want to do. So we have to stay unified. That's why I told Tee and Gracie, we have to stand on this conversation, because we are a common people that love each other, regardless of race, creed, color, any of that stuff. So we are the perfect voice to say we're not putting up with the Trump stuff. We're going to stand to help bring the right information to you. And, as my wife say, God bless for everybody, because it's about to get rough.
Yes, indeed. And Tee Recx and Money Man, last night, actually on the way to the movie theater, as soon as we got to the theater, it was like a news, the plane crashed here in DC. And I'm like, you're just like what you said. I'm like, oh my God, is this true? It's like, normally you'll be like, react to it, but it feels like it's not even real, that you have to research it. You know what I'm saying? We were like, my coworker was like researching it and stuff like that. And it happened to be real. So it's like, it's pretty scary it's kind of like the story where you cried, the pig that cried wolf so many times, to where now it's so hard to believe if it's true or not.
Well, Gracie, you're there for it. So they're trying their best right now to say this is a DEI situation. How is it on the ground level? Because, DC is a highly, populated cultural city. Mm-hmm. How are they responding to the disrespect that's going on in the White House right now? Are they getting upset? Are they, what's the temperature like out there?
I think a lot of people are just kind of like in a quiet zone right now. They don't want to, I feel like they're afraid to talk about certain things. So they just don't, won't be none if you don't start now, kind of thing. So, like today was the first time I actually heard them talking about it at work, so it's not like, I can't believe, I could imagine, like, I think half of it, like, they didn't vote, first of all. So it's a lot of situations where a lot of people didn't vote because of what's going on. So that explains, like, it's just, there's no win. I mean, it's no win-win. Like you said, the first time and the second time, it's kind of like love bomb, right?
Yes. Yes.
Well, and their intention right now is to give us so much stuff that gets us infuriated, and then see that there's nothing going to happen with that, to where we all become voiceless. And once you become voiceless, that's when they can start doing the other stuff. So like they were threatening to freeze government funding. They tried to make people get enraged about that. Luckily, the political system that's there stopped that part. But eventually, they've got a lot of power right now. So we, as the American public, if you see something you don't like and don't understand, you have to stand on it right now. Because if we do become voiceless, if we do become numb to these issues, they're going to start doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes that it'll be too late to stop. So if you feel like something's wrong with what's going on since he's got into power, and you don't agree with all these changes, you got to speak up. Like, people are boycotting Target and they make it like a funny issue. But if you can't stand on that principle, then what else can you do? So pick that simple thing and, stand for it, because we're going into a scary time. And yeah, that's all I can say. I can't give too much more information, but go look at Project 2025. If you want to know what's next, if you're at home right now and you're scared, go get that paper and read it. They gave you the blueprint of what the play was. So
yes. Also tap into your spiritual side, your faith, because he is the one that's going to see us through. Boycott all these social media apps, man, for real. And I want to give a shout out to our X watchers. We had Tom say, do your own research. That is, like we were saying, very important. You got to check your sources. Boycott. If you feel like these companies are doing wrong, take the hit where it hurts the most, is their pockets. Yeah. Like, boycott, stop spending money in Target or Walmart, or get off of X, or get off of Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. People care. This is what I have viewed in the last few weeks. People care more about TikTok than civil rights.
Facts.
And that is crazy. That's mind blowing. That show you how real this matrix is, for people to care more about the TikTok app than civil rights. A lot of people's civil rights is getting taken away, but people just turning it back or whatever. Or, already been taken. But not saying anything, but TikTok, you got people bawling and crying, and it's just, we got to get our priorities together, man.
You mentioned something, T, I want to highlight. For me, this is the biggest struggle I'm having right now as a follower of Jesus, as a follower of our faith. There's a lot of people in here preaching that they're a part of religion now, and they're starting to bring attention to God, which is what I want to have happen. But they're not preaching the message. Jesus was for everybody. It was show grace and love your neighbor, and they're not doing that. So how do you deal with that, being a follower of both of you? How do you deal with that when more people are coming to the religion, and they're saying all these good things about God and Jesus, but they don't really believe in the message? Like, how do you deal with that confliction?
Well, first of all, you got to know which God they're talking about, because they're like, I want to give thanks to God. Okay, that your God could be anybody. Your God could be Satan. Your God can be this car. We gotta, if you truly love Jesus, that means you're gonna love your neighbor. You're gonna forgive. You're gonna love regardless. I have learned, it took me a long time. I accept people for who they are. Yeah. I accept you for who you are. If you're a killer, a stealer, a robber, I'm going to accept you for that. I'm not going to judge you, but I am here to help you to see the way I see Jesus and the way I practice my faith. So maybe you will see what I'm seeing and you will change your ways. But I'm not going to condemn anybody, and we're not supposed to do that. Yep. Even though we do, we throw stones, we break down glass windows, and it's just that we need to show more compassion. I see more people complaining on these apps than showing compassion. If we can just show compassion, we all can form together and get through this stuff. Stuff that goes on at the White House doesn't affect what goes on in my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got all these politicians and talking about what they're going to do and take away, until Trump himself come in my house and tell me I can't or can do this. I don't pay any attention to that. But I do look at the people that are affected by the things that go on, and I try to do what I can in my will or God's will to help. And it's just how we gotta be, man. Like we so savage now. Like we quit to cut people down.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the urban media quit to just spread gospel about people. Diddy, everybody got documentaries and podcasts on Diddy. But then if you look at other people that have done similar things, they are innocent until proven guilty. And we got to just stop this judgment, because we're going to turn around and going to get judged one day anyway.
Facts. What do you think, Gracie?
Well, as for me, I feel just like what we were watching with Lecrae, what he said, like, you know, your action, it is stronger than your words, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like you said, we have to show love to get, you know, to show them that we care. And I think just speaking the truth too, we'll lose a lot of people sometimes, but later on they'll come back. Normally when I speak the truth, they come back to me and they realize I'm like, okay, I'm just genuinely really being real, and I'm not playing games to nobody, you know, with nobody, you know, I'm here to help and stuff like that. And I just want to show that it's possible to do things the right way, you know, because they're so used of like, you know, bad, that is so accustomed for everyone to think that everyone is doing bad things. So it takes a while, but you just have to stay strong with your words. You know, if you're real, you're true, it's gonna come out and it's gonna show to the world, you know. So like compassion, you know, we have to have sympathy and empathy at the same time. So that's important, you know. So I kind of use that to the artist that comes to me, you know, and I think that's why I was just telling somebody, I'm like, man, sometimes I feel like I'm like also a psychiatrist to some of the artists, you know, and so I gotta stay strong for them, and for that I gotta stay prayed up, you know, wake up in the morning, I gotta pray, like literally pray hard, like it's automatic, you know, because it's just crazy out here. Gotta be strong-minded.
And you said the perfect word. You got to show compassion. So while we all sitting here hearing about families being deported and citizenships being revoked that have been there when they were born here, and people are watching on the sidelines laughing, what are you going to do when they change from that demographic to your demographic? Because if they're already saying if you're transgender, there's somebody, they change in passports. So don't think just because one class of people right now are the ones they're focusing on, that they don't have a bigger idea at hand. So pay attention to what they're doing and speak out for people. Show them compassion, show them the grace, because once they run out of that class, who's next? You know, and that's scary if you're not one of their people, you know, if you don't fit the checkbox they're looking for, you could be next. So be careful about what you're laughing at and cheering on social media, because
And one thing that touches me is how people fall out so quick with each other. Like we can agree to disagree. It doesn't mean like you got to do and believe everything I believe in, or I'm not going to be your friend, or you can't associate with me because you don't think like I do. I want to be around people that have different perspective, because I want to learn. I want to learn as much as I can, because at the end of the day, we all are students of life. Like, we will never know too much. And people walk around acting like that sometimes, like they know everything, and we don't. And just because somebody disagree with me, I'm not going to turn on you or give you the evil eye because we might not align in thought process or whatever. And it just bothered me how people just fall out so quick on these apps. Social media is not reality. It is really not.
Well, the hard part too with that, TX, is families are falling out. You know, I mean, a lot of my family are on the other side of this issue, and I was the odd man out, as the black sheep, as you say, and they would laugh at me, telling me I'm stupid. So now I'm sitting back looking at, oh, now you realize it's impacting you. Oh, you're on food stamps, and now that's not coming. Like, so now what do you do? Like, you say, I told you so? Or do you say, damn, like, okay, how can we get through this as a family? Because, you know, people stood on those issues so hard that they didn't even know what was going on. They watched one channel on the news and that was it. And, you know, we're all guilty of it. I watched CNN and CNBC. I mean, I watched the other side of it, but it didn't take much to see what was behind the curtain of what they were doing. So I feel bad for everybody that got swindled out, got tricked, but you knew what was coming, so you didn't get tricked. But I feel bad for what's coming for all the people that weren't prepared.
Yes, indeed. I got another clip I want to show you all before we close out Hype in the Streets. I want to get your thoughts on that. So we'll be right back. Let me roll this bean footage for you.
No longer more collective video. Black Pride Month is very likely being canceled, and MLK Day is very possibly going away. It goes beyond what happened at the DHS and NASA today. CIA employees were told that all resource and affinity groups are canceled. No Black History Month or MLK celebration or any other ethnic recognition months. DEI folks are to be fired rather than to be allowed to rotate to former offices. Part 2 is also apparently banning lanyards that have to do with affinity groups. Women's Council had to take down a website and cancel all events, including Women's History Month. They are also compiling lists of members within affinity groups because that's not reminiscent of the 1930s. Now, if you think this may not be true, there's also a video of a man handing Trump an executive order for the Martin Luther King proclamation that Trump does not sign. Now, the cameras were to have stopped rolling, but they caught it on camera anyway, and they were told to shut the cameras down. But it got out anyway.
Everybody rips off the United States, and that's it. It's not going to happen anymore. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, Phil, one last one, sir. This is your Martin Luther King proclamation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. Thanks, Brad. Thank you, guys. Mark, this is Martin Luther King. Guys. What are we doing on this stuff? All right, guys. Let's go. Thank you very much. Thanks. All right, thank you.
Yeah. Recording. Is this on? Recording.
Don't do it.
Let's go. Yeah, we'll come back. Let's come back. Just make sure it's on. Yep.
Other minority group months that could be canceled is Women's History Month, Latino History Month, Pride Month. Anything that is a minority-induced month may be on the chopping block.
I wanna address this before I turn it over to you all. Here's my thing. It's very unfortunate that they want to remove this from the calendar. My question is to you all before well, let me give my statement first and then my question. We cannot live off a calendar. Like, why do we depend on a calendar to celebrate whatever we want to celebrate? If I want to celebrate Christmas every day, that's my right. If I want to celebrate Valentine's Day every day, that's my right. If I want to celebrate Easter, Black History Month, or whatever, I have that right to do it every day. So why does it matter if it's on the calendar or not? We can still celebrate. We can still come together as a group and have a great time. We don't have to have something on the calendar to acknowledge it. And so how do y'all feel about these man-made calendar dates to celebrate things when you can just do it freely?
Great, so you can go first.
Well, as for me, I don't really go with the calendar regardless. Like, for example, my birthday, I'll celebrate my birthday every day. Whatever I'm feeling, that's what I'm celebrating. I don't know what it is. I've always been that way. I think it's just a reminder for everyone. So, and that's why it's in the calendar, really. But I definitely agree with what you're saying. So it doesn't, I think there's like that majority of people that where it's going to affect them somehow. I really feel like some people don't have control of their mind,
So I'm going to take a little bit of a different stance on that. First off, I'm over here in tears right now because I feel like people fought for 80 years, 60 years to have these rights that we finally had access to, and now they've been taken away. So why is it important for that calendar? Well, it's important to have Martin Luther King Day on the calendar so kids can have a day off of school. So when we're in a generation when kids aren't learning about anything in the past, I sit down and say, well, listen to this speech because this is why you're out of school right now. And it's important to have recognition of our holidays because Imagine a gay pride parade happening on a normal Monday. Well, if it isn't sanctioned as a gay holiday, then they would be arrested on the spot. They would be terrorized by the police. But because it was deemed a gay holiday, people leave them alone a little bit. So, and you're right, you can celebrate holidays anytime you want, but unfortunately, people that get recognized with special holidays, they don't get the same luxury of every day being a holiday for them. So they have to have certain days be classified. Women have to have their day for them. It's the same reason Veterans Day have to have their day. That's why we do Independence Day. We have to honor and cherish the people who fought and died for all these movements that have now been taken away. So it might not seem like a big deal, but they're slapping it in the face how disrespectful they are to take Martin Luther King Day away on Martin Luther King Day, the day he was inaugurated. So he's showing, or they're showing, they have no love and respect for our leaders and the people we care about.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I just keep saying what's next. Because if they did this in the first 10 days, if they declassified papers of Dr. Martin Luther King's death so they can try and smear him and all that stuff, what are they going to do next? Who's untouchable? And then when are we going to get tired of them destroying our history like this?
And that's what's scary about it.
Then we had these content creators and podcasters just running with it. Oh, Martin Luther King was just like Diddy. Boy, it boils my blood sometimes because people take the most negative thing and run with it.
If we're going to have this
views and
let's have that conversation. They do it to bring down prominent Black figures because they don't want people to think you can be successful unless there's something else attached to it. They want people going up in the hood, as you say, to feel like there's no way out except for doing bad things. The Oprah Winfrey's, the Jay-Z's, everybody who's successful, they tell you they did something bad. Diddy did some bad stuff, but he did a lot of great stuff too to help people get to where we are in society. The Vote or Die campaign still existed. That still led to getting President Barack Obama elected down the line. Like, yeah, the person may have had terrible things they did, but that doesn't take away. And if Martin Luther King did that, his speech still changed the world. Yeah. We're on a magazine that's owned by a Black lady, and we're all different, things. So we're proof of the dream came true. Absolutely. Now, if they erase his memory and they don't teach about that in schools anymore, then how does somebody believe that we can come together like we do? We grew up in a time when we were at the end of all that BS, and we were in the 70s, 80s when it was coming to be, we could be close together, but now we're going back in page. They want to go back to stuff in the 1800s right now. Wow. Well,
Yes. We got to come together. Mental slavery is a real thing. And I feel like a lot of us is in mental slavery, and we got to break those chains and come together. We don't have to be in competition. We don't always have to go try to outdo somebody. We can come together and fight this as one. And that's what I pray for every day is unity.
You do know, everybody does know Dr. Martin Luther King was killed for a different reason than Black rights. He was trying to unify the poor, because if you unify the poor in America, then you become a problem. So be careful of what they'll tell you. Be careful of what they say, because it's a lot more to all these stories.
Yes, and I truly believe that.
It's facts.
Yes.
Sorry, I get passionate about this issue because I look at it from it, and I'm like, how are so many people falling for this okie doke? And you're not understanding that DEI doesn't have anything to do with Black people. It has to do with everybody. Anybody who's not rich and white, you're them. So now they're going to just keep taking all of it away?
Yes. We got to come together.
Yeah.
We definitely do, and keep that dream alive. All this BS. Like I said, all this misinformation. Okay, I love history. Yes, you could declassify these documents, but we got to live like it's 2025 and not not like 1965. And I feel like that's what we do. We want to go relive or rekindle what happened in 1888 when we not taking care of 2025, because if not, we're going to stay in that mental slavery mentality, and we're going to keep repeating the history over and over, because we talking about, well, they shouldn't have done this 100 years ago. We got to take care of now, because you see how our generation is slipping. Every new generation is slipping more and more. Less things are being taught. It's all about being a TikTok star or getting the bread and getting the money and not educating. And so I'm with you, Money Matt and Graci Grace, that we all need to come together. You see, we all come from different backgrounds, but we are fortunate and blessed to be on a great platform like the Hype Magazine, to be able to talk about stuff like this along with the entertainment. And so I really appreciate you all.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Y'all have any closing comments? Anything y'all want to bring up before we close it out?
Well,
I can go first. So I
I
want to salute my fam in Indianapolis. We got the Show Out All Stars album being dropped on Friday night after this is over. Shout out to Devin Goder. He's a super producer, helped with Blame It on the Alcohol. He has a label with Warner Music Group. He's helping put on our whole city. On Sunday, they're going to have a dope concert to support the artists that are a part of that. And then I just really want to thank you, T, for this conversation, man. Like, I definitely love the entertainment aspect of what we do, but this conversation is more important to me than any interview we're going to do, because it's a very important time for us to speak up and help people with these issues.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Same with me. This is really like, to me, is important, for everyone to hear. So it's amazing. Thank you. And I do want to shout out the It's Gorgeous Music, the tour.
Yeah.
That's another one where I was able to see everyone kind of like unite. So basically, most of the events that I was in this freaking whole week, actually.
Yeah.
Was a very successful moment, because you did ask how do you keep safe and stuff like that. So I felt safe. I feel like I'm really covered, by the blood of Jesus. So everywhere I go, I'll be okay.
Well, and Nori and DJ EFN from Drink Champ said it best. Hip hop is the unifier. Don't matter what race, creed, any of that is. If you like hip hop, then we can all get in the same room and hang out. You go to all these conferences and concerts, Grace. So you see people from all over walks of life, and there's no political conversation had. It's about, I love hip hop. I love this dream of being in the music industry, and that's the unifier.
Yes. Shout out to the Miami. They came down and killed it, and the DMV loved him. Punchline. You guys will hear more about him and stuff. So music really does bring people together, and I see it and I believe it. I know there's a negative part of it, but I'm seeing like the good part of it. Yeah.
So T, are we gonna make our announcement tonight, or are we gonna save it for another episode for the future?
Yeah, you can make the announcement. Go ahead.
So shout out to my family, Esso and Heineken with Bag Fuel. They've hit us up. They're going to give us, they want to be on Hype in the Streets. It's coming next month. Bag Fuel has a lot of dope interviews. They're insiders, but like they just interviewed Master P. So super excited, because I keep telling you, the industry's paying attention right now, and they're saying a lot of great things about what we're doing with Hype in the Streets and all the dope guests we've had on so far. So it's just the beginning,
Yes. And I definitely want to give a shout out to Alabama Hip Hop Radio, Strong Side Radio, the Hype Magazine, Stop Beefing Radio, It's Gorgeous Music, Live by Terrence, Two Factor Media, DigiWax, Maverick Global Distribution, Atlanta Music Industry. Definitely salute to everybody that is part of what we're doing. And I definitely would like to close out this show by telling everybody to tell your loved ones you love them today, because tomorrow is never promised. I always love God and love people. Any closing statements at this time?
And don't forget to check on your strong friends, everyone.
Yeah. I will salute the Fleet DJs. They got a really dope conference coming up in July. Shout out to Classic. Shout out to DJ Many Faces. Over 750 DJs are part of the team. It's a family. It's like a university fraternity. So if you love this entertainment industry and you want to be around people that make moves and have connections, I highly recommend the Fleet DJs. And appreciate your time tonight. And I hope we'll see you next week.
Yes, indeed. Y'all have a good night. Peace out.
Turn down for what?
in the street.
Hello there.
Hide in the street. What? Hide in the street. Hide in the street.
Nice.